Welcome back to a little bit of Calm and Crazy. My name is Jennifer, and today I'm really excited to be sharing with you 3 brand new Dollar Tree Valentine's DIY crafts. That's a mouthful. I don't have a lot to decorate for Valentine's Day, so I decided I needed to make some things in order to decorate my home. And I'm taking you along with me, and I will be showing you all the different things that I am making in order to do that. So make sure that you have clicked that red subscribe button and that bell so that you don't miss any of my videos. Just recently, I posted a what's in my crafting basket, so if you want to see all my favorite crafting supplies that I like to have near me and on hand when I'm making these DIYs, make sure that you check out that video. I will link it above as well as below so that you can do that. And let's just jump right on into the crafts. So for the first project, I am using 4 gold 4x6 picture frames and 1 package of these red table scattered hearts. So I'm starting off by cutting out some plain old white cardstock into 4 4x6 pieces. I happen to have the cardstock already on hand, but you can also grab a piece of white poster board from the Dollar Tree if you don't already have some cardstock. After that, I'm getting my frames in order. So first I laid down the white cardstock and then the glass behind it. The glass is more of a support system. And after that, I will go ahead and place the back on and close it up. And now it's ready for me to assemble the rest of the project. So for the X, I am starting by placing a heart right in the center of my frame as my point of reference, and from there I will create the rest of my X. I want my hearts to kind of move out towards the point of the frame, and I'm adding 2 more hearts to each side top and then each of the bottom, and you'll see what I mean as I go along. And so here you'll see that I flip the hearts upside down, and again I'm just kind of creating that straight line, and then I will do the same thing to the other side in order to create my X. And I found that this was the easiest way and just kind of a personal preference on what I liked by having the hearts change directions depending on which part of the X that they belong to. I did this exact same process onto a second frame. Now for my O, I actually wanted to give myself 2 points of reference, so I started with the top center for my top part of my O and then the bottom center, and I am flipping the heart upside down. Again, I will be moving the heart out as I go around. And then from there, I wanted to place hearts on both sides of my point of reference hearts in order to add that next little part and create the bend into my O. So do that to the top first, and then I go ahead and I do the exact same with that bottom. And I'm just using a tiny bit of hot glue. It doesn't take much in order for these to stay on. Now I'm going back in and I'm taking 2 more hearts in order to fill in my little center there, and you can see that it's a pretty good fit, and so it worked out absolutely perfectly. And again, I did this with just 1 more frame, and I have my XOXO, and I love it. I think it turned out so cute. I really love the red, white, and gold together. Sticking with red, white, and gold for project number 2, I grabbed this gift bag, which I think is so cute, and another gold frame, but this time in an 8x10. So I'm starting by cutting the front part of the gift bag off, and I'm trying to be really careful to give myself as much leeway as possible. So I'm starting off using scissors first in order to cut the sides down. After I've used the scissors, I'm going to go in using my paper trimmer, and I'm going to slide it under so that I get a nice straight line. I do have to remove this so I can slide it under. So I'm going to get a nice straight line on that bottom because I've not given much room between the design and the bottom of the bag. So I cut that first, and now it is time for me, well, besides fixing my mistake, to get this into an 8x10 so that it will fit into my frame. So at first I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut off the top of the bag. Once I have that down to the 8 inches, I do now need to take the sides and cut it down to the 10 inches, and my bag is 12 inches long, so I'm just taking an inch off of each side. So now it's time for me to assemble my project. And so of course I'm opening up the frame. You guys, this is like the easiest project ever. So this frame does have this little matte border, and I want it to make sure that my sign stayed where it needed to be, and I don't trust myself. So I'm going in with these little scrapbook glue dots. They're like a little sticker, little round sticker. You don't have to use something like this if you don't already have it on hand. A little dab of glue will work just fine. So I'm adding it to the top of this. Generally, yes, I know something would go below it, but under it, my V and my E were getting lost. So I went ahead and added it onto the top, flipped it over, stuck it in my frame. I like to add little parts all the way back in for security, and there you have it. The easiest project ever, but again, I love it, and if you can't tell, I'm really loving the red, white, and gold. So for my next project, I grabbed one of the green craft rings, also 12 things of ribbon. I have 4 different patterns going on here and 3 of each of the patterns. I did find out that I only needed 2 of each, so 1 of each of the patterns I will be using for a different project later on. I also have some gold ribbon that I grabbed from Sam's Club. It's something that I already had. I had it from Christmas, so I'm using what I have. So that's what I would suggest to use. Use something that you have. It doesn't have to be gold. It's just going to be covering up the green ring. So I'm starting off by taking a little bit of hot glue to secure my gold ribbon down, and then I'm going to be wrapping it around. If you don't have gold ribbon, red ribbon would work, white ribbon would work. You could also use a fabric instead. You don't have to go out and get something new. So if you have something on hand, that would be my first choice. Just use what you have. So I'm just wrapping the gold ribbon around, and then once I get to the end again and everything is covered up, I'm securing it with more hot glue. Now this is where the fun begins. I'm taking my 4 different ribbons, and I'm using, these are little clips that I use for like quilting purposes, and I'm holding it. You could also use a pin, or you can just trust yourself and make sure that your ribbon stays straight. But I'm cutting my ribbon in 12-inch pieces. Again, I'm using my little rotary cutter. You could also use scissors instead. I'm just trying to find a way to do it the simplest, and I kind of like my bundles to stay together, so I just grab a bundle as I'm doing the next part, and so that's just what works for me. So after you have all your ribbon cut, again, I cut 12 inches out of 2 of each of the different patterns, and that worked perfectly for this. So you're going to take it around and just tie a knot alternating the different patterns. Now here I'm showing you the way I think is the easiest. I would much rather just sit it between my legs and tie it, because that way the ring stays in place. And I turn it on a movie and I just put it around and I tie it, because this does take some time and I'm not trying to pretend any differently. And luckily I still have some Hallmark movies recorded, so it worked out perfectly. So once all the ribbon is added, now I want to fix up my ends and polish them up a little bit. You could totally skip this step if you wanted to, but I'm folding my ribbon in half and then I'm cutting it into this little V shape on each one. And I just think that adds just the right a little bit of finishing touch, as well as it helps that so that your ribbon won't fray. So it kind of kills 2 birds with 1 stone. Now I'm going in with another piece of ribbon that I have cut down into 9 inches, and I'm going to add a little loop onto here so that this wreath could be hanging up onto a door if that is what you would want. Again, in with the magic little hot glue to secure that down, and there you have it, a super cute, I think kind of a very feminine, delicate looking wreath. I love how this one turned out. I'm so excited, again, more with the red, white, and gold. I couldn't be happier with any one of these projects. I think they're so cute. I would love to hear from you. Do you have a favorite out of the 3 that I am showing you today? If you do, let me know that in the comments below. If you love this video, make sure that you give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss any of my videos, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.